Everyone with a real estate license and a YouTube channel are making videos about the market crash and the impending doom that's coming. But when people ask me when I think the crash is happening, or if I think a crash is happening, or some kind of form of that question, I always tell them I don't know. However, there are some determining factors that I'm looking out for that if I start noticing them happening, I'm going to start getting more concerned. And I'm going to teach you guys today what those factors are, so that way you can create your own personal assessment of your local market and use that to determine what is best for you and your family when it comes to your housing goals. So the first warning sign I'm going to look out for this impending market crash is going to be the rising mortgage rates. Now, right now, rates are super cheap, and the people are even predicting for them to go cheaper. So right now, buyers, including yourself, including me, including the agents, including the lenders, are getting in this mindset of, oh man, interest rates are so cheap right now. It's a no-brainer to get a mortgage loan. But let me ask you this question. What happens when that 2.5% interest rate is no longer offered and now the only rate you can get is like 4.5%? There's going to be two effects of that. Primarily, it's going to be with those people who bought during this time. They're going to have a super great rate. And one thing to know as well is that people that maybe have bought houses 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago, you might think, oh, well, they're going to still sell. Well, we're like in a huge refinance boom right now. Everybody, their mom, their grandma, their grandpa are refinancing their houses. And guess what? They're getting a really great interest rate. Let me ask you, are they going to want to sell when the house they know they like and they've been in a long time has a really great interest rate? Are they going to want to sell and get rid of that when the house they're going to be buying is going to be a high interest rate? And on the opposite side, for any future buyers out there, what that's going to do is going to demotivate them from trying to get qualified and even buy. Yeah, maybe if you have an incredible demand to get out and you have to move out, you're going to just suck it up and be okay with it. For those who are buying that may necessarily need to buy, they're going to not want to buy anymore. I don't want to say it's bad to have the interest rate that high, because I don't think it's necessarily bad. It's just people's mindset right now are going to get accustomed to low interest rates. I don't know if it's going to be a massive spike or if it's going to be very gradual. However, I will be seeing my buyers' reaction to it. And if I start seeing buyer demand start decreasing, that's going to be my first warning trigger, if you will. The second warning I'm going to look out for is going to be the market's reaction to these forbearances that are going to end pretty soon. I agreed with the idea of a forbearance. If I was somebody who was working a 9 to 5 and because of COVID either lost my job or had to take time off because my family got sick or I got sick, I understand that it got rid of the worry of, oh my gosh, I don't want to lose my house. I don't want to get foreclosed on. And my sincere hope was that if you were in that situation, once you recovered, once you were okay, you went to go get another job or you went to go get some kind of employment and you started saving up the monthly payments that you were going to need. And when it was time to pay the forbearance, which by the way, if you don't know, you literally have to pay everything that all the payments you missed, that you might have like 75% of it. And you work out an agreement with the bank for the other 25%. I think that's very healthy, and I think that probably was the idea behind it. But let's face the facts, people. There's a lot of people that took forbearance that didn't need to. They were fine with their job. Maybe they just got worried or scared that they weren't going to be able to keep paying their payments. Or maybe they intentionally knew, hey, everything's going to be okay, but I'm going to take this forbearance because why not? I'm going to save my money. Now, let's ask ourselves this question. Do you think those people that didn't need to take it are saving the money that they would have made for payments right now? Let's say you pay $2,000 a month in your mortgage. That's 6 months. Okay, so you're going to owe $12,000 when it's done. Do you think they saved $12,000 from what they were making? Or do you think maybe they went a little crazy on Amazon? If the people that needed forbearance only took the forbearance and everyone else that didn't need it didn't take it, I can see the banks coming out with some kind of program, a forgiveness program, or some kind of payment arrangement where they can figure out how to make it work. And or maybe let's just say 20-30% of people did end up having to sell, and the bank made sure to get the money that was owed from them. I think there would have been some kind of creative solution to minimize the effect of it. However, because there's so many people that took it, and maybe they didn't need to take it, I don't know if these banks are just going to be like, you know what? We don't want to give you a payment arrangement. We want everything up front. What is that going to do? It's going to force people to either sell their house, or people are just going to simply walk away from their house. So what is that going to do for the market? Well, it's definitely gonna just increase the amount of listings that we're gonna get. Could it be great? Because if there's so much more listings and there's buyer demand is still high, it'll balance itself out where, you know, the buyers will be able to purchase the houses and everyone is okay. It could not be okay, because if buyer demand decreases because maybe their interest rates are rising or for another reason, and all these listings hit the market, now we start noticing and getting worried about prices starting to dip down. And the third one is kind of more not based on data, I want to say. It's more or less my intuition, okay? In Arizona, the average rent for a house, like a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom house, and might be like $1,400 to $1,600 a month maybe. And that was pretty neck to neck with buying a house. And if, let's say, you had a 3.5% down payment, you're looking to buy in that same area, you probably were paying between $1,200 to $1,400 a month. So it was either less or at the price that rents are currently in. One thing I'm going to really keep an eye on is if monthly payments start substantially growing higher than the average rental rates of the areas that I'm noticing, especially not luxury areas. I'm not talking about like the people that are like, yes, not those people. I'm going to get a little nervous. But because the monthly payments are more expensive, that means the houses are more expensive. And that means your standard first-time home buyer that maybe could save up, a little down payment and go buy that house is no longer able to reach to buy that house. Now, they have to either settle for renting, or they have to be looking in markets that are lower priced, that they were not intentionally moving in. And most of the time when that happens, people would rather rent in an area that they feel most secure in than go buy in an area where they can actually afford. So when first-time home buyers are not able to grab onto home ownership, right, then who's buying these houses? It's not going to be an immediate, like literally the next day the market's going to crash, but buyer demand is going to start going down because the buyers are not going to be able to qualify no more. If all three of these things happen kind of simultaneously, that's going to just like triple my like whole crap rating. If there's an oh crap rating, that's going to be tripled, because if you think about it, the perfect storm would be mortgage rates are starting to go up, which means the people who have refinanced or have bought recently, have a low rate, are not going to want to sell. They're going to stay put, and buyers are going to start getting nervous because, oh my gosh, the rates are going up. It's going to slow that down. Combine that with the effects of the forbearance, which we don't know what's going to happen yet, but in theory, it could cause some people to sell their house or foreclosures. And on top of that, home ownership now becoming less attainable to first-time home buyers because houses are getting too expensive. That's going to cause the perfect storm that will definitely affect the market in a negative way. What happens then? I don't know. My crystal ball does not go that forward. However, I'll make sure to talk about it here as it's happening. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate your time. If you're looking for more information on buying or selling a home in the Phoenix, Arizona area, my contact information is below. We also have a bunch of other goodies, like I have an app for home searching in Arizona. I have the ebook for sale and a bunch of really interesting stuff down there. Other than that, guys, I honestly wish you guys the absolute best. I hope everyone's being safe. Everyone's saving money right now. I hope everyone's family's okay. Either things are going to go pretty solid from now on, or there's going to be some things coming. So